Hello, it's your girl, Miss Ann Little Cole. I'm coming to you straight out of NYC on this quiet Monday evening. So, this is something that I had already planned to do ahead of time. Unfortunately, we all know that Betty White did pass away before her 100th birthday. But I was going to do this commentary in regards to the 100th birthday. Now, Betty White, as you all know, passed away on New Year's Eve. And it was shocking because there was all this fuss about her birthday celebration, which would have been today, even though people are celebrating all over the world, especially in her hometown of Oak Park, her birthplace, Oak Park, Illinois, and in Los Angeles. And Google, even though they have the Google Doodle for Dr. King MLK Day, they have this really nice Google of Betty White that says, thank you for being a friend. Like when you Google her name, it reads, thank you for being a friend, 1922 to 2021. So she lives to be 99 years old. She passed away 2 weeks before her birthday. So people.com did a really good article, and it reads, Google marks late Betty White's 100th birthday with Golden Girls themed search tribute. Betty White died December 31st, about 2 weeks before what would have been her centennial birthday. Google is celebrating Betty White's birthday with a special tribute to the late star. On Monday, January 17th, what would have been White's 100th birthday, Google searches for her name result in rose petals fluttering down the screen, accompanied by a message that reads, Thank you for being a friend. The message is a well-known line from the theme song for The Golden Girls, which White starred as Rosenylund from 1985 to 1992. White passed away December 31st at age 99, 6 days after suffering a stroke, per a copy of her death certificate obtained by People last week. Also on Monday, a special film event, Betty White, A Celebration, will be screened in select theaters across the country in honor of her. The film, which was originally titled Betty White, 100 Years Young, prior to her death, will showcase clips from White's long career in Hollywood, from her early role in a 1950 sitcom to Golden Girls, Hot in Cleveland, and The Proposal. It will feature White and a star-studded cast of her celebrity friends, including Ryan Reynolds, Tina Fey, Robert Redford, Lin-Manuel Miranda, Clint Eastwood, Morgan Freeman, Jay Leno, Cara Burnett, Craig Ferguson, Jimmy Kimmel, Valerie Bertinelli, James Corden, Wendy Malick, and Jennifer Love Hewitt. Stephen Boetker, I can't pronounce his name, who produced and directed the one-day-only special, previously told People that White recorded her own message for the movie just 10 days before she passed. He said she was in great spirits the day she filmed it. She was great. She was funny. She was adorable Betty White. We all know and love. He said, you see her and you just can't help but love her. And she was amazing. Just amazing. She was really pointed to about talking to the fans and just saying how much she loved and saying how much love and admiration she had for them. And it's so sincere, she really meant it. He added, and this was her idea to do this little video. It was not our idea. So I think that even makes it more special. He also said he had been working with White on the project for the past decade and grew closer to her during that time. He described the finished film as just truly Betty. People getting together celebrating Betty is really the most important thing and the reason we went forward with it. Because Betty would have wanted it, he said. Ahead of her centennial year, White herself opened up to People about how she was feeling about turning 100. According to her, being born a cockeyed optimist was the key to her upbeat nature. I got it from my mom, and that never changed, she said. I always find the positive. Of course, the actress also cracked a joke about the secret to her long life, telling people, I try to avoid anything green. I think it's working. And there you have it. She lived a wonderful life. She is an icon. And just such a happy person. And up until the past couple of years, she really looked good for her age. I think as long as she was actively working, she was really upbeat. I feel that once she stopped working, she was consistently around the age of 93 when Hot in Cleveland went off, and she's started taking breaks here and there. I feel that, sometimes when you're no longer actively going outside, it can do a lot of damage. I don't want to say damage, but it can, cause you to age. Because like the last photo that she took, she has on makeup, and you could tell by her eyes that it's not the Betty White that we're familiar with in the older age. Like 10 years prior, she still looked pretty great for her age. And, it's just the circle of life. She was blessed to live and make it to 99. I do believe that had she stayed at the home by the sea with her and Alan Ludden, I think she would have lived to be 100. But I believe the stress also of the what, I believe that did a lot to her. I believe that's what did it. I believe the stress of that really had an effect on her, because the last 2 years she didn't live in her home. She lived in Brentwood, her second house, and her neighbor happened to be O.J. Simpson, and they actually were friends, believe it or not. His cast would run away from him to live with her, and she really liked him, and I believe it. And I will tell you something honestly. Even before the story came out with the tap dancer who was black and how she extended him to be on the show to tap dance, I really don't believe she was racist. I believe she genuinely liked people, because, we as black people, we can tell when somebody is racist. We know a racist and we know a bigot when we see one. And you could tell she wasn't it. Yeah. Her last role was... Her last active role was in 2018. She was 96. She was 96. Yeah, she was 96. But, I think it's incredible that she was able to, still be active and such. So it is what it is. I just love the Golden Girls. I was watching some of the series. I just love how she loved animals. She didn't have children and she was an only child, which is very strange. But it's just incredible life. But I do have to be honest and say, she was white and she was born at the right time. So that helped also. And I'm sure she knew it. I'm sure she knew it though. But I will say that she really seemed like a wonderful person. And I just love the fact that I grew up and I watched the Golden Girls in its run. I was born 2 years before the Golden Girls premiered. And I would watch the Golden Girls with my family. And I became cognizant of the Golden Girls really around 1987. During like the season 3 era. And I would never miss an episode. Me and my family, we never missed an episode. And then I was living with my grandmother. So, that was something also I could relate to that. The only thing I thought that the women were all daughters of Sophia. I really didn't think that it was just Dorothy who was Sophia's daughter. Up until around about season 5 is when I figured it out. Like, oh, they really just roommates. But I was in kindergarten, first grade when I figured it out. I was just watching the show, but I loved it, and I would just laugh. And I loved Rose. I would honestly say Rose and Sophia were my favorites. But I think the only real sad thing is that they don't make comedy shows like that anymore. And that's sad. And I would say Betty White, she lived a wonderful life. And hopefully the Golden Girls are still preserved the next 100 years. And with that being said, it's your girl, Miss Little Corn, signing off. Thank you. And I will just say that hopefully me and my family will live as long as her. And in good health, though. In good health. And with that being said, this your girl, Miss Little Corn, signing off. Take care and good night.